This is Alan Ball.
Hi, this is Audrey Fisher.
This is Jim Perry.
Hi, this is Kristen Bauer.
Hi, this is Alexander Skarsgård.
This is Nelson Ellis.
Hi, this is Johnny Neal.
This is Rayo Tucker.
Hi, this is Lindsay Pulsifer.
Hi, this is Ryan Quanton from True Blood.
Hello, this is Theo Alexander.
Hey, this is Lauren Bowles.
Hi, this is David Tishman.
This is Chase Everett.
Hello, this is Janina Gavankar.
This is James Frame.
Hi, this is Courtney Ford, and you're listening to True Blood Radio.
Hi, this is Liz and Mel with True-Blood.net, and this week we're talking about the True Blood season premiere. Woo! Finally! There isn't much else that we're going to talk about except that, so just stay with us. This is podcast number 179 for the week of June 10th, 2012, and Happy Maker's Day!
Yeah, Happy Maker's Day, Happy Maker's Week.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We could go there.
HBO invented a new holiday, Maker's Day. Since we have Mother's Day and Father's Day, they decided to do Maker's Day. So that was kind of fun. You can go to their Facebook page and create your own Maker's Day card and say thank you to the person who turned you on to True Blood. So I tell you, they don't do anything halfway, do they?
No, they don't. Unfortunately, they pull from your Facebook friends, and I couldn't get Charlene Harris up there because that's who I really wanted to thank.
Oh, yeah.
So the only option I had was Alan Ball, which was good enough for me.
Right, that's what I did too. I didn't even try Charlene because I just assumed I couldn't do that.
Yeah.
Because I thought hers was a page and not a friend thing.
That's probably why she didn't show up in my list. So that's why.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's okay because this is for True Blood anyway, not for Sookie Stackhouse Mysteries. So
yeah,
that's okay. It's all good. It's a lot of fun. I had fun.
Me too. Wow. What a ride. I mean, and even though I knew what was coming at the end, I still screamed a little bit.
Yeah. It was kind of, it was shocking. It was shocking. Just the way it was filmed, the way it was shot.
Yeah. They did a good job with that they almost made me doubt. They almost made me doubt. If I hadn't heard enough and seen enough of subsequent episodes, I would have started second-guessing myself on whether or not Tara was going to be turned because of the way that they filmed that. So, kudos.
Yeah.
But she was. That's the big thing. The big plot development here.
Yes.
Is that Tara is indeed a vampire. And I know that Liz is not terribly excited about this development.
I'm not. I was crying right along with Sookie.
Yeah.
For different reasons, though. But I'm going on record as saying that I'm keeping an open mind because I know the quality of the writing for this show and the acting. So I don't like this plot. I don't like it at all. I think that it's just too much like others that we've already seen. I kind of feel like we've gone around this mountain already. I was ready to get away from this mountain. I don't, but I'm just gonna.
But what do you mean? Like
with Steve Newland,
we haven't even started that yet.
No, but yeah, we have. Well, we saw it tonight.
Yeah, barely. We barely got started with it, but that's gonna be. I think they're gonna play that for comic relief, and he's really accepting of his. Of being turned. He totally played Jason. Dude, totally played him.
Yeah, he did. Jason fell for him. Yeah.
He did.
Hook, line, and sinker.
Jason. Yeah. Hang on, I got somebody texting me. Turn this off.
You have
right.
Jason is still too much of a trusting soul.
Well, he's so easily glamored.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He really is. He's just easy.
Yeah.
He's easy in every way.
Yeah, he is. Although he did show some maturity there with Cammy, the co-ed.
Yes.
I was really pleased. I was really proud of him.
I was too.
Yeah, but we're jumping all around.
We are.
We're jumping all around. Regarding Tara being a vampire, okay, I think that Steve Newland, I get what you're saying. He hated vampires. He was anti-vampire. But he was also anti-homosexual. So I think now that he is a gay vampire American, I do think that they're going to play that for the comic relief. Whereas Tara, I think she's just going to be pissed. She had really, really personal reasons to hate vampires.
Mm-hmm. Right.
And, multiple personal reasons to hate vampires. Where Steve, it was just kind of on principle. They're different from me, therefore I hate them. But with her, I mean, this is personal, and now she is a vampire, and she wasn't asked if she wanted to be. We still don't know how Steve was turned. I could see him agreeing to be turned because he wanted the power.
Yeah.
So I think what I'm trying to say is I think it's going to be two very different stories.
Well, I mean, I think that I get that, which is why I'm saying I'm keeping an open mind. I don't like that I just don't like that they did that to her. I would rather that, that the character were just killed off rather than this.
I think she still had story to tell. Now, I do feel a little bit like, okay, so Tara once again is a victim.
Mm-hmm.
And I wish that she had been able to go into this from more of a position of strength. On the other hand, she sacrificed herself for Sookie.
She did.
It was her love of Sookie that caused her to end up with half of her brain blown off, although there was someone in the chat room during the premiere who swore up and down that she was like, why is everybody assuming that Tara's dead? And it was just a flesh wound. I thought that right after the finale last year, but on closer inspection, no.
Yeah, watching it
there was brain matter.
Watching it 2 and 3 and 4 times over again.
Yeah.
Because I was in denial too. Remember?
Yeah, we both were. We both were like, oh, Sookie can fix her.
Yeah, I didn't think that they would take Sookie's best friend away from her.
No. And I don't know. We'll have to see how it plays out. I could see a lot of really interesting things happening with the storyline. I could see this being sort of, Tara sacrificed herself for love of Sookie. And then Sookie made this decision out of love for Tara. She didn't want to let her go, and for love, Lafayette too. So, it was both of these things were decisions made out of love.
Right.
So even though Tara's going to be really upset, and she has a lot of rage anyway, and I don't think this is going to put a damper on that at all. I think it'll heighten it. I feel like because this decision was made out of love, that in the end it will end up being a good thing.
I hope.
So I guess we'll just have to wait and see, but I kind of feel like that's why they set it up that way. That at first it's going to be, it's going to be pretty rocky, and I think we saw that in the previews for the next couple of episodes. But I do think that in the end, I hope that this means that Tara is going to have something better than Victim of the Week every week.
Yeah, she may. Well, hopefully she'll go to Savior. But then again, she could be the Bubba character everybody wanted so bad and thought that maybe Russell might be, but...
I hope she's not the Bubba character. I really, really do. That would just be a disservice, and I would be very disappointed. And if that were the case, I would be upset that they did this.
Yeah, and what made me think that is what Pam said when Lafayette was pleading with her to turn Tara.
That her brain...
Yeah, half her brain's gone. You don't know what's going to happen.
Right.
Ding, ding.
So I will be upset if that's the route they take. But because it seems to me like this was a way for the writers to sort of reset her character. And because there just really wasn't a way for her to get out of continuously being the victim. As a human, there just wasn't a way. I mean, she tried. She left on Tom. Yeah. But it didn't work.
Right.
She got pulled back in. And I don't know. It feels like this was the only way that they could reset her and let her come from a position of strength.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I will. It's not turning me away from the show. No. No, there's so many other good things going on.
Yeah, like Pam is now a maker.
Pam is a maker.
Oh my God!
Walmart clothes.
Oh my God! Oh, that sweatsuit. That was terrible. That was so awful. I loved it.
It was so un-Pam.
But at the same time, and yet it was so Pam to say, you are not burying me in these. This is design or couture. I am not getting these dirt on this. You know that's what she said. And that's why they went and got her the Walmart sweatsuit. But I wish we could have had the scene where whoever it was picked that out for her, because they got some sick, twisted glee out of dressing her in pastel yellow with a screen print of, I think it was flowers. But I hope there were kittens involved as well. I really need to see a close-up of this.
I don't know if they lived. I'm sure Pam killed them for that.
No, it had to have been either Sookie or Lafayette. I'm guessing it was Sookie, so it was kind of a little bit of a tweak.
Pretty
but
funny.
Anyway, but we've been speculating about why Pam was there at Sookie's house and how she got there so fast. And we totally got that wrong. We did not see how that was going to go down. I mean, Bill heard or felt that Sookie was in danger, so I guess that's the blood bond, maybe?
Well, yeah, I mean, he and Eric still, absolutely. I mean, they both fed from her, It's only been a day.
Right. Yeah, it's only been, not even a day. Like an hour.
Yeah, so this is right away. So both of them.
Yeah, they both felt it.
And reacted differently.
Bill's instinct was to go help. And Eric was like, well, he actually said Sookie. He was mad.
Yeah, his pride was hurt. That was it. I mean, come on. Not even an hour later, he's screwing his sister. Come on.
Well, okay, we'll get to that in a minute. But
yes, he was angry.
But, we thought, he was angry. But we thought that Pam would be answering a call from Eric or an order from Eric, but instead, she was negotiating with Sookie. Put me back, get me, my relationship with Eric back on track, and I'll help you. Plus, you still owe me a favor. So, I mean, she's hardcore. I would not want to be across the bargaining table.
Okay. I don't remember the favor that she still owes her.
Sookie said, if you do this, I'll owe you one. And Pam then was very nonchalantly leaning back in the chair and says, either you can use your, what did she say, your fairy powers or your super snatch to bring Eric around and fix whatever it is between them and owe me a favor.
Oh, okay.
That was the deal that she struck.
Wow.
So
she's asking for it all.
Uh-huh. Well, I mean, she had what they wanted. So, go for it. It would be very un-Pam-like for her to do anything
No, that's
less.
true. That's true.
So, yeah, so there's that. And Lafayette clearly was, I mean, oh my gosh, he was a mess. I mean, Jesus had just died. Like, a few hours before Jesus was dead, and then his cousin.
Yeah, this is that night, isn't it?
Yeah, same day. Yeah, just hours. And,
Yeah, a little bit of double standards there on Lafayette's part, or maybe he was just so grieved that he just wasn't thinking straight, but here he's railing at Alcide for, all the, and Sookie for all the bad stuff, going on, and yet pleading with Pam to turn Tara into a vampire, the very thing that he's wanting to distance himself from. So I don't know. Maybe he was just. I think he was just a little. I don't know what to do because I'm losing too many people close to me.
Right, and there was a shot. I mean, he had a chance to save Tara, and he just couldn't. I don't think he could have dealt with another death. Yeah,
a little redemption maybe he was looking for because he still carries the guilt of Jesus' death. Even though it really, it just wasn't his fault. And you can't tell a person that enough, and it was still his hand that held the knife. So I think he's looking for a little to be able to, get rid of that guilt. And helping somebody else. So, interesting. It was interesting. It went quick.
I don't think that's going to turn out well for him.
I don't think it's going to. Yeah, I think.
But you're right. It was interesting that it was his idea.
Yes.
That Sookie didn't go there first. It was Lafayette.
It's weird. It was totally unexpected. We were thinking that Pam did it because Eric wanted her to, because, Sookie wanted her to, and it was Lafayette. Who knew? Yeah. So interesting. They, keep us guessing. I love it.
Me too. And I am really looking forward to seeing Pam as a maker. Like, a lot. And as a maker of Tara. I mean, it's comedy gold. It's got to be an acting dream.
Yeah.
For the two of them. Just think about the two of them in those roles. Yeah.
It is going to be amazing. Now, I see somebody mentioned something about Tara being a vampire zombie. I
don't think you can do that.
I don't think you can. And in any case, I don't think they will. I think that it's just, like you say, it's just going to take time for her to come around, maybe. I mean, they don't.
Yeah.
Jessica, it took her a while. Bill was there, to take her down, but she was wild.
Yeah, she was. But she didn't have the same kind of rage.
No. To her, it was freedom.
Yeah.
She was coming from a totally different, different side. So, okay. I can't say any more without getting into what we saw the previews from next week. So I'll just let it go.
Right, and we want to wait and put that in the spoiler section just in case.
I forget myself sometimes. I'm so excited.
I know, me too. Okay, so Tara is a vampire. And her maker is Pam. And so we're going to find out more about that. Let's see. So yeah, we had Alcide come to Sookie's house to tell her about Russell Edgington. And this is something that we saw in one of the previews, in one of the sneak peeks. They showed part of the scene. And then they missed a part of it, but, I mean, they pulled out a part of it. And that was where it looked like Sookie, I mean, she was really close to telling Alcide what happened. Which she did. Which, boy, if she had done that, that would have been a game changer. That really would have been a game changer if she had done that. I can't decide whether or not I'm glad that Lafayette interrupted her. I get why he did, and he was right. He was protecting both of them. But, I don't know, it just would have been really interesting if Sookie had just come right out and told Alcide instead of having, I mean, obviously he's going to find out at some point. So, I don't know. What do you think about that?
I think it would have been a mistake if Sookie had told him. I thought for a minute, I thought she was going to. I thought that at the end, when I saw that teaser trailer, I thought that she was going to end up telling him. So, I think at this point, Sookie needs to start keeping more things to herself and not sharing quite as much.
I don't know. I'm really not sure how to think about that. I guess I'm going to have to wait and see how the decision plays out, what the consequences are. But I think it would have been kind of nice if, for a change, Sookie were honest with someone when it was, and just came right out and said, I killed your girlfriend, your ex-fiance.
Yeah.
Right here where you're sitting, that's why you smell bleach.
Yeah.
But,
well, I mean, I thought that when I read it in the books, too. It probably would have made her life a little bit easier, I think.
Yeah. Except, again, Lafayette has a point. Maybe it wouldn't have made her life easier.
Alcide could have killed her.
I guess. He could have been so angry,
Right.
But it seems like at least he would have had some foreknowledge for things that are coming up. I don't know.
Yeah.
We'll wait and see.
Yeah. To be continued.
And I think maybe I feel that way because he came to her to talk to her about Russell, assuming she already knew, and she hadn't been told yet. But that was because no one knew. I mean, later in the episode, he's the one that was on the phone who interrupted Eric and Nora, and it was to tell him about Russell. Because he didn't know yet. Bill didn't know yet, I don't think.
I don't know, because they were together. They were a little busy.
Everyone? Yeah, this is my new kitten, Marlo, that you can now see behind me. Hello, kitty. Sorry about that. I thought that the door was shut, but I guess not. And Frost, the other kitty, you may as well meet him too. This is Frost. Bye-bye, Frost. They hear me talking and they want to come in. So, yeah. So, I guess, news, I guess, now is traveling fast about Russell. But we still don't know who released him. I was really hoping we would find that out in the first episode.
Well, I'm kind of glad we didn't, because a lot enough happened in this episode.
True.
So I'm okay to wait for that.
But I want to know soon. Although I think I remember Dennis O'Hare saying something like we don't find out for several episodes. It was like
4 or 5. I thought he said 5 seems to come into my head, but but I think we got a clue. We were right as far as that person dragging that guy down that hall. It was for food.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So you think that's a clue to who released him?
Well, no.
What's your theory?
Well, I mean, we didn't see Russell in this episode, but his presence was there. I guess that's what I'm trying to say.
Yeah. Okay. I thought you had a new theory. We could speculate. All right. Yeah, I'm drawing a blank on who it is. I just don't know. There's so many coulda, wouldas. There's so many candidates that I just don't know. But so shall we talk about what's going on?
Well,
with
I think
Eric?
we should. I think we should.
Well, yeah. They blew up a car. So already we're in a buddy action film.
I know.
Way to go, guys.
Okay, then.
Yeah. Yeah, let's get that off with a bang, literally. I liked watching the two of them in the trunk, though.
Yeah, it was.
Funny.
It was the beginning of the bromance.
Mm-hmm. Working together. And then, did you get a vibe when they were thrown from the car and Eric was telling Bill, "I'm not going to make you here"?
Yes.
I got a vibe.
I actually giggled.
Not sure what to make of it.
I did,
Did you?
because I knew it was going to be good.
I'm not sure what to make of that. And then Nora shows up right away, and of course Eric has quite a strong reaction to seeing her again. Now, here's something we have to really, really be clear about. They are brother and sister in the sense that Godric made both of them. But they're not actually brother and sister. I mean, this isn't...
It really isn't, guys. There was...
Some people were freaking out in the chat room and out on Twitter. That's not incest. They're not born from the same parents or even the same single, they don't share a parent. They don't share, I can't want to say they don't share a bloodline, but I don't think that's accurate because they kind of do. But, like, genetically, biologically, they don't even exist, so why are we having this conversation?
They don't come from the same families at all. When they were alive.
Right. So the fact that they, what did he say? They do like champions.
They fight like siblings.
Oh my gosh!
But make love like champions. No, well, I don't think he said make love.
That was so funny. No, I don't think he did it either. But when his phone rang, and she was like, they were going at it, and poor Bill's outside, third wheel.
No, I think
they're going at it
outside of Louisiana. Bill rolling his eyes. Oh, good grief.
Yeah. But when the phone rang, and gosh, where did that? I saved that. Oh, I thought I saved that, but it was something like, she said something about, why you still have your phone, and he's like, yes, I have my phone, Nora. Like, oh my gosh, that is so me and my brothers. When one of us is pissed off at the other one, especially when we were younger, that was a total brother-sister moment. A little bit ruined by the half-naked part, but,
Pretty funny.
So that was, I was
Yeah,
vastly
so
amused by that.
now I guess it's we have more comic opportunities here with those two, where we thought it was going to be no, you actually thought it was going to be a lot of fun with Nora.
I did. Well, and not just because I have a big admiration for Lucy Griffiths, who's playing Nora. I've talked about that before. I really like her. But I just kind of felt like they were setting this up to be sexy, yes, but also very funny. And it's another side of Eric that we haven't seen before. You know? So I'm looking forward to that. And it's clearly Bill was caught off guard. I thought it was really interesting, though, that Bill said to Eric, I knew you had friends in high places, but I didn't realize how high, because she's a chancellor in the authority, which I'm not really, I mean, we need to have that explained a little more, but clearly it's high in the authority, in the hierarchy. But then Eric says, no one does, not even Pam.
Yeah.
So how did they hide the fact that Nora was sired by Godric? They must have lied. Because everybody knows that Eric was sired by Godric. It's public knowledge within the vampire community, so they must have lied about who sired Nora, because it sounds like nobody knows.
So then how
their
far
connection.
back, what was the reason for their separating from each other? And
yeah, I don't know. Except Nan did, because she said something at the end, right before they killed her. Eric knows what I'm talking about.
Mm-hmm.
So well, that might be, though, because she was working, she had joined.
Right, so she had found out, but I mean, we'll never know how much she actually knew.
Right.
Right. But it's just, I'm curious if that were the fact, if they lied about the fact that they were related like that. How far back does this all go? It's interesting.
It would have to be before anyone started.
And how long has she been in the authority?
And how old
why was Eric not in the authority?
So has she always been in the authority as a double agent?
Very interesting. So there's some background I'd like to see. The two of them, actually. You know, we've seen some of Bill or Eric's. We saw when he was turned, but it'd be interesting to see now when Nora was. So.
And why they decided to keep that a secret. There has to be a good reason for it.
I'm sure we'll find out.
Yeah, I'm very much looking forward to it.
Because this year we're going to get a lot of authority business, so.
Now, when they were ambushed by the authority, when they were getting their new papers, that effectively outed Nora, didn't it? Because she had taken them there to get their new identity. Ike Applebaum.
And they gave it to Eric.
And Marcellus, I didn't catch.
Marcellus something, Marcellus? I don't know. I didn't catch it either.
Yeah.
I think,
You said it very quickly.
Maybe on my second watch.
But.
Through.
Yeah. So. But she had taken them there to get their IDs, and then they were ambushed by the authority, so I wonder if, 1 hour in Eric's company and she's busted.
But if she's supposed to be a double agent, I don't know, it could get confusing.
Yeah, maybe she's pretending to the authority like she's infiltrated
because she wants Bill and Eric in there.
Or something. Or she's gathering intel and she was just doing her undercover high.
I know.
Oh my God.
That's why I say it's going to, when you talk about double agents, it gets confusing.
It does. It's like time travel.
I just get confused with time travel. I love it. I love the idea of it, but it's just too confusing. Very confusing. So, anyway, good stuff.
So, thumbs up on the addition of Nora. And on the Bill and Eric.
Love it.
I am on board with
totally love it. So, we'll see how that plays out a little more. We got some, so Jessica, I No, well, Jessica's she's having a good time. Jessica is doing, she's doing what she told Jason she was going to do. She doesn't want to commit to anybody yet the two of them can't seem to keep their eyes off each other when in the same room. Stop.
And she saved him from Steve by saying he's mine. Which, God bless Jason. This dog don't bark that way. Love me!
Yeah, I know.
Oh, Steve. Pathetic.
It was pathetic. I think we're supposed to think that way. So,
I think we are, and I can't help but feel like while it's true to a degree, there's also a little bit of game playing going on there. Like there's something strategic in the way that he was behaving.
I don't know. I didn't think that way.
I feel like he's trying to come off as I don't want to say non-threatening because obviously he did threaten Jason, but as not really that dangerous.
Yeah.
And actually he is.
Or maybe he's just...
I don't know. I'm just getting a vibe that there's more going on there than...
Maybe he's just flexing a muscle that, a new muscle that he's got. Maybe he's just flexing it to see, just because he can. Maybe that's it's just something as simple as that. I just think that Steve Newland is like you say, he's a pathetic character.
I agree, but I don't know, I just get a feeling that there's something more happening, that there's something that he has more power or more some sort of a plan. I don't know. I just feel like there's more going on there. But with Jessica, I love that at the beginning we get that kind of slight flashback where Bill's telling her that he's leaving and the mansion's at her disposal within reason, her disposal. So immediately she throws a party because, of course, that's what you do when Dad goes out of town.
She's a teen vamp,
and and she invites a bunch of college students over, and they get a little crazy with that Guitar Hero.
I think so, yeah.
Rockstar.
Like
maybe it was Rockstar.
I don't know. I'm not up on those things.
I don't know. It was one of those. But then Jason stops by to talk to her and finds the party in progress, and he's all like, "Oh, really? Okay, fine. I can play that game too." But in the end,
no follow through. Can't do it anymore. He's a growing boy.
Yeah.
I was so proud of him. But you know what? I have to go back to when Jessica first arrived on the scene with Steve Newland there. I was pretty proud of her and just kind of gave a cheer when she said, well, I'm also the daughter of the king of Louisiana, so that makes me the queen.
And he's out of town. I love that.
Queen Jess.
Basically, that makes me the queen.
Love it.
That is true.
Yeah. Queen
She's
Jess.
correct. Yeah. And then Jason had the sense to rescind his invitation.
Yeah.
So, at least there's a little
once
bit
the
of
glamour was
intelligence left in
broken,
there.
So, I don't know. We'll see how they're just kids, and I think Jason's got it bad for Jess. So speaking of having it bad for Jess, Hoyt, I don't like Hoyt right now. Oh. I don't.
Well, again, it's been like 24 hours since he found out.
Yes.
That Jason and Jess were together. So,
well, I would if it weren't for the fact that he was so mean to her and threw her out of his life. So he basically washed his hands of her.
I know, and I agree.
So what does that mean? So is his vanity and his pride hurt because she's not pining for him?
I think that's part of it, but it's also that Jason is the one. I mean, he's always felt inferior to Jason. That's pretty clear. And he's the one that Jessica went to. Mm-hmm. She cheated on Hoyt with Jason. And then I think also, I mean, she was the love of his life. She was the first love of his life. He planned to marry her. He wanted to create a life with her. And it has been, it's been like 2 days since they broke up. And 1 day since he found out that Jason and she were together. So I'm willing to cut him some slack, and I see a downward spiral continuing with his character. And I can't say, I mean, if you just think about people you know or even yourself who have gone through something like this, where the person that you thought you were going to spend the rest of your life with cheated on you with your best friend. Mm-hmm. How long did it take you to get over it?
Well, I still don't like it.
I don't either, but mostly, I mean, I feel
guess
badly
it's just
for him.
hard to watch,
and I wish
because we knew we knew Hoyt and Jessica, this sweet couple that we were all cheering for, and we knew Hoyt was this sweet guy, and I understand that he always lived in Jason's shadow, so I understand that,
right.
And so this, I think it's really hard for me to watch Hoyt go work through. It's all coming from hurt. All of it is his anger and him getting all his buddies to, gang up on Jason, because in his eyes, Jason now is a fallen hero, and he's just going to, bask in that glow for a while. So, but it's not fun, and it's not pretty.
And unfortunately for Jason, he has a lot of scorned exes.
Yeah.
He slept with a lot of men's girlfriends, and I wouldn't be surprised if there were some wives in there. He has a lot of men willing to jump on Hoyt's bandwagon and just keep feeding that anger and hurt. So I don't think so.
I think it's going to be a tough season for Jason Stackhouse. Well, no, if we're being honest, yes, you're absolutely right. I know that. Yeah. It's then to see him, taking responsibility now. A little too late, but he's doing it.
Mhm. Well, I think that's what sucks, is that now that he's maturing, that's when all of this starts catching up with him. So, I mean, that's tough, but you know what? That is kind of the way it works in real life too. I mean, it's happened to me. Where, I'm like, why are all these people attacking me? Because I'm doing the right thing now. Well, sure, but you still have consequences.
True, they don't go away. The consequences never go away. So one of these days you have to own up to it. So, I don't know. It's hard. It's going to be rough.
It's going to be rough. It's going to be rough to watch. And I don't like seeing Hoyt in pain.
I don't like seeing him being mean. So un-Hoyt-like.
No.
And we'll see. We'll see what the season, I'm hoping that this is the season that all the characters grow some more. They're going to go through this horrible crap. And,
Well, I believe it was about season 5. I think it was Stephen Moyer who said, they've been working on this, filming. They will have been working on it for like 8 or 9 months. But in reality, it's only been 2 weeks. Or maybe that was last season. Mm-hmm. I can't remember.
On the show.
Not in reality, but on the show, yeah.
So, even I forget about that. So, yeah, I don't know. It could be just 2 days. This whole season could be 2 days.
Yeah. I don't think quite that. I don't think 2 days, but, yeah. So we have a lot of wear and shifter business going on too. Sam, oh my gosh, this is such a pet peeve of mine in real life and in fiction. When men decide, because of whatever freaking sense of honor they have, it's such a man thing, that sure, go ahead and torture me. I'll take the blame for killing Marcus, even though it was Elsie. Torture me, I can take it, I'm a big, strong man, I'm tough. And in the end, Alcide fesses up anyway. So what did that get you, Sam? What did that get you? Aside from a nice shot of your naked butt for Mel. What else did that bring us? Because I'm telling you, that nice shot of his buns, completely erased by hearing him being tortured. Gone. I can't handle it, I don't like it, and it was stupid. So let's stop with that, okay? The male posturing and all of that. Unfortunately, I don't think that's going to end because now we've got this Packmaster politics.
I think there's a lot of ego stuff going to be happening where that's concerned. Oh yeah,
there's a lot of stupidity yet to come. Yay!
You talk about, the macho ego.
Right, and add in the fact that they are also animals. So they have, not only do they have the human male tendency to be that way, but they've also got the, the wolf posturing or the, whatever animal posturing, so. Oh,
yeah.
boy.
Yeah, that was pretty ugly.
And then, what is the deal with his Marcus?
Oh my God, I did not see that come. And here I am. I was just typing out a comment on Twitter. I was just typing out a tweet. And I looked up just at the right time. I try and avoid those scenes, I just looked up at the right time. I'm like, oh my God. And when I knew she was going to do it, the realization came a split second too late. Oh.
I had actually, someone at HBO.com accidentally posted the inside the episode video yesterday, Saturday. And so I had actually already seen that beginning of that scene. And then that's when I turned it off. That's when I decided I really didn't need to see anymore. I'll just wait because I don't want to get through that part. And then HBO, of course, took down. But, so I even knew it was coming, and I was like, no. And of course, I looked up right when she went for it.
Oh, is that gross?
Oh my gosh. It was disgusting. But I think it's maybe some sort of ritual.
This is the disgusting. Oh, yeah, that's disgusting. Yeah, was it? That's what I was thinking. Didn't we get a hint of that when some of these casting calls or spoilers came out?
I think it was in an interview with Kelly Overton, who's playing Ricky, the shifter that tracked Sam, that kept showing up naked. I think it was in an interview with her where she said something about there being some really disgusting werewolf or pack ritual that happened in the first episode.
Okay, so anybody who has read the books remembers there were a couple scenes where Sookie was there and she was quickly taken away before she got to see what actually goes on during stuff like this.
Yeah.
There
are a few. Oh man, there's another scene I really hope is not going to be a part of this. The part with the teenage girl.
No.
I really don't want them to go there. I'll take the intros.
Yeah.
I'm okay with that. Even though it was consensual, it still just completely grossed me out.
Yeah.
But that's what cured Sookie of her any kind of feeling she had for Alcide, so. Yeah. Anyway, if you haven't read the book,
sorry.
It doesn't make much sense, but if it does turn up on the show, we will tell you what we were talking about.
Yeah.
We'll say, that was it. That's what we were hoping would not happen.
That's the part where I went out of the room to go get myself a glass of water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's where I went like this again. Okay, so what else? Oh, Terry and Patrick. It's still a little bit too mysterious for me.
I'm interested because of the mystery. I want to know what happened.
I want to know, but I'm frustrated.
I think because of what we learned tonight, because of some of the things that Patrick said, I don't think that it is any. I don't think that this is it a supernatural creature that we're talking about, a supernatural thing. We got that?
Pretty
okay.
sure.
Well,
Pretty
because
sure.
the way he was talking tonight, I just didn't, I wasn't leaning towards that. I was leaning more towards some mob type, like gang type person coming after all these people for retribution.
Oh, yeah.
For some of the things that, or something that happened over there in Iraq. So,
I think that you're on the right track, except instead of it being a mob, maybe it is a mob, but like a supernatural mob. And I suspect that Terry and Arlene are willing to entertain that idea because they live in Bantam. And they're used to wares and shifters and fairies and vampires and Maenads and witches and ghosts. And Terry, and Patrick maybe knows about vampires.
Yeah.
So he's maybe, his mind's probably not even going there.
Right.
Yet. But I don't know. I just feel like I would have liked to have had a little more information about that storyline. But it just irritates me when there's clearly something going on and they keep withholding information. I just feel like, well, don't play that game with me. I'm not going to wait around. Just tell me. If you want me to know, just tell me. Don't drag it out. I'm all about solving a mystery, but give me the freaking clues already. So, I don't know. I think that was about the only thing that irritated me about this episode. And it was minor.
Right.
It was a minor irritation.
I was hooked. They actually hooked me.
So.
Yeah.
Did they? With that mystery? Yeah. I do think it's interesting that we're going to have a Terry and a Patrick and Terry thing going on, and a Bill and Eric thing going on. We've got the two guys, and then we have this conflict between Hoyt and Jason, too. So,
well, and possibly a little team up with Alcide and Sam.
Ooh, yeah. Oh, let's do that.
Yeah. I mean, it seems like they've helped each other out already, so. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
interesting.
I'm hoping. Hey, I don't mind. I don't mind. Give us something to talk about around the water cooler tomorrow.
Oh, yeah. All right, who are we missing? We didn't get much Luna. Just kind of on the periphery of what was
where
going on
is
with
Jesus' body? Hello.
Oh, yeah. What happened?
I cannot figure that one out.
There's
okay. Here's one thought that did pop into my head, and it's probably way out there, but we already know that somebody is coming back this season. So perhaps that person has something to do with this. No. I didn't know if we could say it without being in the spoiler section. But, okay. All right. But isn't Ruby Jean coming back?
Oh, right.
Don't tell them.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Okay. All right. So anyway, yeah. Well, remember at the end of season 4, after he'd been killed, he appeared to Jesus and he said everything's temporary.
Yeah, but I just kind of thought that he was referring to life.
Yeah, but I just felt like, that was it felt to me like it was a really significant line. And when we did the commentary on HBO Connect for that season 4 finale, before the season 5 premiere, that was one of my notes, was it feels like this is really significant. It feels like this maybe is a clue for season 5. And then his body goes missing.
Yeah.
I think we might be onto something. But I don't know.
Interesting development. I was kind of afraid of what they'd see when they came into that room. And they saw nothing.
No.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. They saw nothing.
So, now, do you think that Lafayette was actually contemplating suicide when he was in the bathtub? Which, by the way, I'm sorry, that grossed me out. Yeah, seeing anybody in a bathtub.
What?
I just don't
Seeing
get it.
him in the bathtub? Oh.
I do.
Well, you also have a thing about
Yeah,
me.
they do.
So they gross her out. It's a lot of fun doing swimming with her. I really did. I thought he was.
Mm-hmm.
And then it turned out he was just shaving his head.
Yeah,
Also
yeah,
kind of
it means
ritualistic
something for him. So.
Yeah. But yes, I did. I honestly thought,
Yeah.
like I said in the chat room, don't do it.
Well, I'm glad he didn't. I knew he wasn't going to because of some of the teaser previews that we'd seen, which actually came right away. So.
Yeah. Yes. So, who are we missing? Oh, the Holly and Andy thing. Oh, her kids need to go, like, wash their eyes with bleach or something.
Yeah.
But you can't unsee that, so. I guess the I need a hug went a little bit further. More than a hug. It turned into a naked hug.
Oh, boy. All right.
Yeah. But, yeah. Oh, I was a little disappointed with Andy for backing down from what's-his-face.
The one,
I think he called him JR.
son? Oh, that,
With the cowboy hat.
The good old boy from Dallas. Okay,
Yeah.
I totally didn't get that.
Mm-hmm.
I missed that whole thing. I didn't understand because there was a lot of clicking going on, and so I kind of sort of missed what was being said there. What happened in that scene?
Okay, his son, whoever this person is, his son got a speeding ticket. And for whatever reason, this is a big deal. I don't know if it's like a third strike or something. I don't know. But he got a speeding ticket in Bonton Parish. So this guy came to Andy he couldn't do anything. The father couldn't do anything because that would be obstruction, but, hint, hint, wink, wink. And that's when Andy said, oh, you know what, last whatever day that was, Kevin's radar was on the fritz. So it was registering the wrong speed. And, and then good old boy paid for his lunch. And it looked like he paid, for several lunches.
Oh, Andy.
So, I don't know. I was a little disappointed in him for that, but I don't know. I guess
so. But you kind of wonder if that had been Jason. Jason probably would have turned him down. Said,
Jason probably would have been like, "What are you talking about?"
But I don't think that Jason wouldn't have been bought off, though. I think that we are pretty much. I think that's it. I think we covered everything. Yes, we did. I'm looking through my notes real quick. And we've gone through just about everything. And I think we are going to head into our spoiler section. We have just a couple, not too much. We're getting down to the end of their filming, so there isn't too much, but we do have a few things that we're going to give to you here. So if you don't want to be spoiled, you can go ahead and shut us off, and we will see you next week. And don't forget to join us in the chat room on Sunday evening. But if you do want to be spoiled, just hang with us just one moment. Right. All right, but if you do want to be spoiled, we've got your spoilers all set up for you. We're going to start out with the preview for episodes 502 and 503, which 503 is the episode that we first see Chris Maloney and the council. They first appear then, so we're pretty excited about that.
Lots in that preview. A lot of action.
There was a ton of stuff. Dangerous stuff. We get a bit more Tara. Here's where we see Tara looking really angry and almost and out of control. Mm-hmm. So
dangerous.
This again, calls back to those spoilers that we had gotten about a certain vampire, out of control vampire. So,
I knew it was her. People kept trying to tell me it's not her. I knew it. I knew it in my bones.
I know. I was in denial, so...
You weren't the only one.
Anyway.
You were getting emails.
I know.
You're wrong, Mel. It's not her. Ha!
Oh. So, anyway, so yes, and what else do we see? Gosh, a whole lot. A lot of things where I was going. LC's getting dragged away.
Yeah, that's got to be more of the Packmaster stuff.
Mm-hmm. But he's about ready to shift.
Yeah.
His eyes go all glowy.
Yep.
So, what else do we see?
More with the Authority. Now we do see, we see Nora and Eric and Bill being taken into the Authority by a beautiful woman in purple, and that is Salome. And she will be, she's going to have a pretty big role. She'll be introduced next week in 502. And she's going to have a somewhat significant role. And yes, she is that Salome, the one that ordered John the Baptist's head on a silver platter. Is indeed the same woman. So not to be trifled with, although she comes off as very, very charming and nice at the beginning. Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
We see Bill being tortured.
Mm-hmm.
We see some torture devices strapped to both Bill and Eric. Mm-hmm. And Bill being carried off. So looks like they are going to be in for some heavy, heavy interrogation. Mm-hmm. So we do see... and perhaps Nora's cover is blown.
Yeah, it kind of seems like that is the case.
Might be. What else did we get?
Pam
is yelling at somebody, getting out
Sookie.
of... Oh,
she's telling Sookie to get out of her bar, which...
She sent Sookie flying.
In the same way that, Jessica is now the default queen of Louisiana... that means that Pam is the default owner of Fantasia. She's the one in charge there. So she seems to be using her powers there. Get Sookie out.
So what is she mad at Sookie about now?
I don't know. Probably because she's
and
got...
what is Sookie doing there?
Well, I'm guessing that Sookie's there asking for help for Tara. And Pam's upset because she's saddled with this problem child. Holy terror.
Yeah. So, it's going to be a packed episode.
And the next two episodes are also where we see Pam, the flashback to when Pam was made, when Eric turned Pam in 1905.
Yay!
So, yeah, get your your laptops ready to generate some fanfic. From that...
yeah.
Well, between that and Bill and Eric being tortured by the Authority, I think the fanfic writers are going to be in overdrive.
Mm-hmm.
I guess.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be interesting. I can't wait to see how Bill and Eric get out of this.
Because I'm sure they do. I'm sure they do.
Yeah. Well,
and
yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the synopses for the July episodes have been released. You can find those under the spoiler section at True-Blood.net. And there is one in there that refers to Bill and Eric asking Sookie for help with the Authority. So at some point she does get involved a little bit in that storyline, but it sounds like it's only for one episode. So we'll see.
Yeah. Interesting. I wonder if LC's going to ask her for help, too.
Oh.
Everybody wants Sookie to help him out.
Yeah. Well, if it's anything like the books, then yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everybody wants her.
Yeah. So, other than that, I think spoilers were a little quiet this week.
Yeah, I mean, we should have some more coming out about next week's episode towards, the middle to end of this week. But, usually we get a few sneak peeks, like around Wednesday or Thursday. So be sure to stay tuned to True-Blood.net for that. And yay, the season has begun. Here we go.
The season has begun. We're going to look for some new features going up at True-Blood.net. Mel and I are going to be working on some new things. Of course, I think you're still going to do the fashion thing.
Yep.
Not that there was a whole lot of fashion to get into tonight's episode.
Well, I don't know. If you want to know where to get that sweatsuit. Oh, wait. Pam already answered that. But yes, if you do have questions about any of the wardrobe worn this season, you can email us using the Contact Us link at True-Blood.net or at webmaster@True-Blood.net, and we will ask Audrey Fisher for you. Just a note, though, we will only be asking about Season 5, and because they started filming last November, what we saw this week, they filmed 7 or 8 months ago, and Audrey would have sourced the clothing, the wardrobe, way before that, like last summer, or even, it could have been a year or 18 months ago. So just don't be disappointed if we get a lot of, this is what it was, but it's not available now.
Yeah.
That's going to happen until we kind of catch up with production. So production ends on July 12th, I believe. So we'll be about halfway through the season at that point.
Yeah. Look for the Friday 5 to come back this Friday. Look for that to go back up again. We'll start those up. Also, we're going to come up with, we've started actually kind of playing around with an idea of something a little bit different for the letters to the cast and crew this season. So we're going to make it we're going to take it up a notch and make it a little more fun.
Yeah.
So
I'm looking forward to seeing what you do with that. We're also going to be polling you after every episode. We're going to pick something to poll you about. So be sure to watch for those. There's one up now for the season premiere asking you which plot development you like most of the 6 kind of significant ones that were revealed in this first episode. So be sure to stop by. I believe that's under the news section. And, yeah, of course, we'll have the podcast and music. You can always find the song list under the music section, Music Season 5. And more.
And we're off.
More as it comes to us.
More as it comes to us. But that's our show for this week. Don't forget to bookmark True-Blood.net for all the goodies coming up that we've got planned. You could also follow us on Twitter at True-Blood.net. And you can find us on Facebook as well. There's been a lot of fun, a lot of conversation going on over there. So been pretty active. Come on over and join us. Convenient links to those are posted at the sidebar on our main page. And we want to thank you all for watching.
And we'd like to thank Minda for editing our podcast for us. And I would just want to take a quick minute to thank those of you who have been commenting on the site throughout this entire hiatus. People like Elisha Q, Eric, ESW, I think 45, Bethany, who else am I missing? There's several of you that have been very, keeping the conversation alive over there. Suze Nebraska.
Suki Elena.
Yeah, Suki Elena, who actually I haven't seen her recently. I hope everything's okay with you, Suki. Yeah, so Bethany, actually, that's who it is. Anyway, thanks for just keeping the conversation flowing over there, and we hope you're enjoying the new season. You can always catch us at iTunes. That's the link now showing on your screen. And if you already are a subscriber, please do us a favor, leave a review. It helps us get more exposure for the podcast, and therefore helps True Blood. So you can also find us on Stitcher at stitcher.com/TrueBloodRadio, and that is a free app that lets you listen to podcasts without actually having to download them and use up the memory on your phone or your iPod or your iPad. Highly recommended. I've been using it, and I love it. And, as always, if you have any questions or comments, leave one at on the post where we have this podcast, or drop us a line, webmaster@True-Blood.net. We'd love to hear from you. See you next week.
Bye-bye.